Hey Joe, before
Hi,
you were
Mitch.
earlier, you were talking about all the different types of technologies and data associated that came at us and gave us a little bit of a history lesson there. I mean, Training Peaks, just to kind of go into an adjacent technology there, really revolutionized the way that all that information really got into a central platform, allowing the coach and athlete to plan, track, and monitor all of that information differently. You've seen quite a few followers. There's quite a bit of new competitors that are starting to operate in that space that are also trying to grab a piece of that market. With all that data and even more and more wearables coming up, what do you see for Training Peaks, the next revolution to be taken that is needed to be taken beyond just the incremental improvement that have been going on?
Sure. You bet. Good, very good question. What's happening right now is, in fact, we're involved in this at Training Peaks, is looking at artificial intelligence. Um, it always scares coaches when I say that, because as soon as you say artificial intelligence, it sounds like a computer that coaches you. We're not really talking about that. We're talking about, at the level we're at right now, about something that helps you make decisions. It could help the coach make decisions. It could help the athlete make decisions. Um, so where we're at right now, and what we hope to have really ready to go, really within a fairly short period of time here, less than a year, is that there will be an assistant coach, if you will, who, instead of going to the data to look at it and say, what does this mean to me? The assistant coach, the artificial intelligence source, will say, here's what you need to be aware of. Here's what you need to look at. These are numbers that we need to pay attention to, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And because of that, here's things you ought to consider doing in your training. So now that is strictly what a coach does. Coaches do more than that. And I'm not trying to replace coaches. Coaches are not going to be replaced by computers, because there's this human thing about being a person as opposed to a computer. And so that, in fact, is the more critical part of coaching, is really not designing training plans and analyzing data. That can be done by computer. The real art of coaching is knowing how to interact with a person to help them achieve high goals, or to achieve things that make them want to continue in their sport at a high level relative to that individual. So that's what coaching is all about. It's not really about analyzing data. That's just a side job you do as a coach, is you analyze data and write a training plan. That can be done by computer, and it should be. Why should I waste my time with a calculator figuring out things that artificial intelligence could tell me in the blink of an eye? It's a waste of my time. I could be doing much better things. I could be talking to that athlete on the phone, talking about their nutrition, or talking about their sleep, or talking about who knows, all the possibilities of things they could be doing to improve their performance, rather than sitting here crunching numbers, trying to figure out what the next training plan should look like. So that's where we're going in the very near future. We've been working on this now for probably 2 years. And it's kind of exciting for us. Don't know where it's going to take us long run. I just know that coaches are scared of it. And I have to convince coaches there's nothing to be scared of. It's just like having a secretary work for you, essentially, that does all the numbers crunching for you and designs things for you, et cetera. So you can do the real job of coaching, which is really the art of coaching is the real important part of coaching. The science of coaching is easy. The art of coaching is extremely difficult, and that is only something a human can do. We can't have a machine that's going to understand the art of coaching and sympathize with you because you didn't sleep well last night and talked about how we can solve that problem. That's not going to come from a computer. That's going to come from a person. So that's where we are right now, and the future beyond that, I really don't know. There's so many things that are happening that we're monitoring and looking at that we're not really sure where we're going beyond that. There's small little things, obvious things we're going to be doing down the road to streamline the services we offer at Training Peaks, but AI will be the big thing if and when we've got that to the point that we're happy with it. Good question. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate the answer. And it's definitely a sweet spot of mine. And when you started talking about AI and machine learning, specifically, as you said, it's not to replace, it's as an augmented reality. Being an athlete and coach myself, it's really something I've been looking for as well. It's just all of that, the analytics side that I do beyond just the data you get within Training Peaks. I wish all that would be provided so I can really focus on the personal interaction. So I'm happy to hear that that's the direction where Training Peaks is happening. If you need any user testers to be added to the group, I'm happy to assign myself for that.
I may need you to help me talk to coaches when this comes out. So
I'm an early adopter and happy to pick those battles for you.
Good. Thank you. Appreciate it. Good question.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. It was a real privilege to speak to Joe Friel, such a pioneer in the sport. He's seen it since the very beginning. So I've got a whole playlist of videos from Joe right up here. Click on that to watch them. Also, I've got videos from other legends of the sport. People like Dan Emfield, Bob Babbitt, Tim Reed, Craig Alexander, Mark Allen, Dave Scott, Hunter Allen, Laura Siddle, so many. So please keep watching, like, subscribe, train hard, race happy, and see you on the next one.